My name is Natasha Joseph. I am a speech language pathologist. Without faith, I wouldn't have a business. When you've been through some things in life, you realize how small you are and how big God is. When COVID had hit in 2020, we were downsizing, but then we quickly outgrew that space. So I had been calling all over the place trying to find space. Could not. And just happened to drive by and saw a sign out in front of here. The space was perfect. We were like, oh my goodness, this is such a blessing. And when I saw the church was here, I said, okay, Lord, you definitely put us in the right space, that we are sharing a space with a church. I wasn't familiar with Discovery Church until we actually moved in here. But then when we moved here, the business grew even more, to the point that I was saying I needed to pull my own personal office out of there and turn that into a therapy room.
So here at the Alafaya campus, we saw that we were growing, by measures that we couldn't keep up with. The seats were getting full, the parking was getting full. We knew that we were kind of hitting a wall of what are we going to do? Are we going to just continue to add more services, or are we able to expand? The owner of this property reached out to us and just said, hey, we don't know if you'd be interested, but we're considering selling the property. So when we look at that, of course, we look at things like, what are the leases that are current? Because those leases, you have to honor those leases. Her lease wasn't presented to us as a tenant, so we believe that space was empty. We went to closing and they gave us the final list. Therapy Essentials, who's that? Where'd they come from? I go ahead and I get the meeting set up with Natasha, and I sat and I told her the story about the church and the growth and what we were going through, and she said, well, I was getting ready to reach out to you to see if you had more space. Talked about it a little bit further, and then she said these words. She said, Rob, I don't ever want to be the one that stands in the way of the Lord expanding his church.
I surely would not be the one to stand in the way of that. Yes, we had to, just recently signed the lease and everything, but I've had it on my heart to expand our business, and we did realize that we were outgrowing the space. And from there, we started looking for space, and then it just worked out to where I reached out to my old landlord and they had a bigger space. I'm just grateful to God that he has put me in this place. We know the word tells us that God definitely wants more for us. But when God puts us in certain situations, then we don't know what the outcome is going to be, but we trust in him. The increase in our life can come in so many different forms that we just don't know what that's going to be. The increase that God has for us comes when we really and truly say yes to have faith in whatever it is that he wants us to do.